Hello everyone. Let's begin 3.4 Statement of Purpose. What is SOP? Okay, let's see. First of all, we'll just go through the icebreakers. Like match the professions with the desired qualities. Yeah. So, a businessman. What are the qualities required? He has to be very convincing. He has to know how to sell a product and to take risks. Okay, so this is perfect for businessmen. Similarly, an artist, imaginative, creative, thinking out of the box, not that what everybody thinks, something different. He has to be innovative. Advocate is logical reasoning. Oratory skills are skills, vocal skills, fighting it out, talking, arguing. Orator is a person who speaks well. Then critical thinking. Okay, then policeman, he has to be alert, investigative, love for physical activity. He has to be on his toes, ready to attack. Scientist, reading, experimenting, researching. So if you have these qualities, then you know what you can do in future. Now, career goals. Doctor, engineer, artist, teacher, nurse, programmer, chartered accountant. There's so many varieties. Okay. Now, which of your qualities would help you in achieving your career goal? So, to achieve your career goal, what is important? Discipline, first of all. Planning your day. Start from now only. You have to be self-disciplined. Health, extremely important. An optimistic attitude, being positive. Team spirit. You can't get angry on small things. Now when you play cricket on the cricket or football or any game for that matter, once you're a team and you need that team spirit. Okay, you can't I hope you have understood what I'm saying. Like when you work as a team, so when you're working in a company, you work as a team. Okay, there's a team leader and there has to be somebody who will organize, right? But the team spirit is extremely important. Perseverance, to perceive something, to be after it till you get it and get it perfectly. Hard work, of course, very important. Being sincerity, believe in myself. Like in for my career goal, I should first of all trust myself, believe that I know what I'm doing is right and I will do it. I'll accomplish it. Now, what are the obstacles, the hurdles that can come in your way? First of all, lack of proper guidance. If there's nobody to guide you, you need a mentor. No? Then training centers are less in that area. Lack of training centers. Lack of cooperation at home. Very important. So if you want to achieve your goal, there are some things that you need to do at home also. And if you don't cooperate with your family members, so even they will not cooperate with you. And when there's a lack of cooperation at home, that is going to hamper your goal. So learn to have peace, harmony in your at home. So you do whatever duties have been assigned to you, and then you will definitely get cooperation at home. Then lack of knowledge about the career prospects. So you are not sure that, okay, after 12, after commerce, there are so many options, and if you don't know what the options are, then you will not know how. See, first of all, when you don't know where you have to go, then forget about achieving your goal. First of all, you have to be very clear about your path, that this is what I am going to do. So lack of knowledge is one of the obstacles. So gain knowledge, surf the net, check the various options, shortlist them. You will then be more closer to your goal. Now the statement of purpose is somewhere when you want to go abroad, mostly they expect you to write this. There are some examples also given. Let's discuss. Let's read first. What is statement of purpose? SOP in short. There's one more SOP which is a standard operating procedure that is different from this. So what is a statement of purpose? A statement of purpose is an application made to a university to seek admission to a particular course. So you want to apply to some particular university, for higher education. Now, it is an essay which describes you as a person, your aims and ambitions. So people there don't know you, okay? So they will receive hundreds and hundreds of applications, maybe thousands and thousands of applications. Why will they select your application? So you have to write everything about you in that essay. It's like an essay you're going to write, okay? It speaks about your journey of life and the qualities you have nurtured in the process. The scorecard or the transcript gives your academic achievement. It is objective, but SOP gives an idea about your innate qualities and is subjective. So the scorecard, maybe the report cards and all that which you get will be your academic achievements. You will get your marks and all there, but that doesn't tell you as a person about your own qualities. So the way you make a CV, something like that. It has to be very subjective. The SOP gives you an opportunity to show the special qualities which make you distinct from others. So what are those qualities in you which is much better than others, and that you have to be selected, okay? So that you have to write in your SOP. It explains why you want to join the course, what is your liking, how you have developed your liking. So if you want to become a doctor, what is it that inspired you? Who inspired you? So during COVID times, there will be many children who want to become doctors because you've seen the way, all the, we say, COVID warriors and all. There will be people who want to become social workers. So there is some incident or some person who has or have inspired you. So you have to mention that in your SOP, because it justifies how you will be able to achieve your aim. It also explains why you have selected a particular university. When there are so many universities, why did you select this university? That particular university. The SOP is a gateway to your career, as the admission committee judges you or screens the applications on the basis of the SOPs received. Hence, it is a very important document. You can't take it lightly. The SOPs for undergraduate, postgraduate and doctorate levels would be different. Doctorate is the PhD level, okay? The SOPs differ according to the requirement. The number of words in which an SOP is written is also different for different universities. They will specify how many words it has to come. At this level, when you would pass your standard 12th examination and write personal statements to universities for admission to undergraduate course, you should follow the format given below. Now, the statement, so format, this is the format they given, how to start. The statement of purpose should be written in around 500 words, tentatively in 5 or 6 paragraphs. Okay, so first para, you'll always begin with your introduction. You'll talk about your personal background, your mental makeup, and your aim in life. How strong you are. It's like SWOT, na? Your strengths, all that. Then comes the second paragraph. Now, the second paragraph should speak about why you wish to join this specific program or course and your area of interest. So, you want to do biotech engineering, or you want to become a doctor, or you want to go in for nursing courses. Then you have to exactly tell them why did you choose this specific program. In the third paragraph, write about your qualities that would be helpful or suitable for this career goal or objective. Show how your hobbies and extracurricular activities would be helpful in strengthening your goals. Now, strengthening is like, you want to become a sports person. That means there was some hobby or some extracurricular activities which you love and which made you decide that this is what you want to do. Okay, so hobby also can become, na? That is how you have to pursue your hobbies. When you like something, that's how we go ahead. Then comes the fourth paragraph. Mention your experience in this field or any internship or project you have done. So if you have worked with some NGO, you have taught some smaller children, you have worked in your area as a social worker, or you have been an apprentice in some firm, or you have done some accounts work with some accountant. So whatever, internship or any experience in that particular field. Then you can state something which makes you distinct from the other applicants. Okay, then in the concluding comes the last paragraph now. Now state at how admission to this particular course or university would be beneficial to you and how you look at it from a long-term career perspective. That if I'm going to do my graduation from your university, I'm sure it's going to make a big difference in my life. So you have to write that how this particular course or this particular university that you selected is going to help you. It's going to be beneficial. So these are the 4 to 5 paragraphs in which you have to write. Okay, now the things that you write in this, it has to be very clear and lucid. Lucid means very simple language. Don't try to use extraordinary words and all, not required at all. It can be as simple and to the point. Okay, do not make spelling or construction mistakes. Grammatical errors not allowed, spelling errors not allowed. You should be convincing. So when you're trying to convince somebody else, first of all, you have to talk with conviction. Show determination in your career, that how determined you are to become a CA, to become a doctor, to become an engineer, to become a nurse, or go in for any BSc course, any science, arts, commerce. Okay. So your purpose of choosing this particular course and university should be in accordance with your career. Okay, so I want to become a doctor. That means first of all, so you have to go in for some science degrees. Okay, MBBS degrees. Or you want to become a chartered accountant. That means you have to start with accounts. So first of all, the course that you are selecting or the university you are selecting should be somewhere in accordance with your career. That this is what I want to become and this are the courses. Not that I want to become a doctor, but now I want to join art JJ School of Art or whatever. It will not work. You have to take the same relevant courses. Remember that your personality is reflected through this. Highlight your activities, life experiences in such a way that your application should stand out from the rest. So there are some examples. Okay, let's read the examples given here. So first one example is, pursuing a course in mechanical engineering will enable me to progresses to improve the skills in a field which started as a dream. The genesis of this dream was a personal experience at the age of 10. So this person is writing about an experience when he was only 10 years old. जब 10 साल के थे तभी का एक basic experience. That is the first introduction कि why did he select automotive engineering or mechanical engineering. Okay. Now we were on a road trip in my dad's car. Means daddy के कार में हम लोग कहीं जा रहे थे. Without any warning, the engine ceased. यानी stopped. And with it, my dreams for an exciting holiday too. क्योंकि रास्ते में गाड़ी बंद पड़ गई. ओके. एंड देन फिर द थॉट केम कि ओ गॉड गया दैट माई हॉलीडे इज गोइंग टू स्पॉइल नाउ. माई डैड हॉप्ड आउट ऑफ द कार एंड ओपन द बॉनेट. आई वॉज राइट ऑन हिज टेल. मीन्स उसके पीछे पीछे मैं भी गया देखने वो क्या कर रहे हैं. वॉचिंग हिम वर्क ऑन द इंजन, utterly fascinated. So this boy is only 10 years old, so he was, very excited to see that how Papa is doing this. Okay. Soon the car was up and running. I was in awe and admiration for my dad. I wanted to be just like him. My dad is an engineer, and I knew the seed of engineering had just been planted deep in my core. So he's saying that my dad is an engineer, and when I saw the car which had stopped started working because of him, the seed of engineering had just been planted. फिर उनके दिमाग में ये जो सीड बोलते हैं ना इंजीनियरिंग का सीड, when he was 10 years old प्लांट हो गया और उसने डिसाइड किया कि उसको इंजीनियर बनना है. I am eager to exploit my hunger for the course of mechanical engineering and in particular automotive engineering. See, your first introduction is a small example. Why did he decide to go in for engineering? Then, now the second paragraph mein he will write, it's written all about the internships. What did he do? So, over the summer holidays of 2017, I undertook an internship at a bus and coach manufacturing factory in Pune. So, it's something to do with automotive, right? Mechanical. And so he went and he took an internship. As an apprentice, I had a team of highly qualified engineers to guide me. The teamwork, zeal and expertise displayed was an enormous learning point. The experience enriched my understanding of how vehicles work. This internship gave me an insight into the day-to-day challenges faced by an engineer. Insight means day-to-day engineer के पूरा जो दिनचर्या होता है, day-to-day जितने challenges होते हैं उसके बारे में पता चला internship करते वक्त. Internship means I hope you all know, you work as an intern with some companies or under somebody. I also learned the basics of lathe and milling machine and was able to make a bolt with threads on it. बोल्ट का जो थ्रेड्स होता है मीन्स वो जो नेल या किसी के ऊपर वो जो लाइंस नहीं होते हैं उसको थ्रेड्स बोलते हैं. यूटिलाइजिंग दीज मशीनिंग स्किल्स आई वॉज एबल टू मेक माई ओन फिजेट स्पिनर. आई थिंक फिजेट स्पिनर तो यू ऑल नो मोस्टली. सो सी द सेकेंड पैराग्राफ में ही टोल्ड हाउ ही स्टार्टेड इम्प्रूविंग ही स्किल्स बाय वर्किंग एज एन इंटर्न. I study in a school that lays great emphasis on co-curricular activities, especially sports. I excelled in hockey and swimming. In hockey, I have been in school A team right from the age of 7. This association with hockey has improved my hand-eye coordination and my ability to stay focused in any given situation, attributes essential for a successful engineer. So because of the hockey, my hand-eye coordination has improved and my ability to stay focused, so which is going to be very important if you want to become an engineer. See how it is linked, how your sports activity, what you learn in that, and how does it help you to become one of the qualities which is necessary to become an engineer. Outside of school, I picked up the sport of cricket, which initially began as a family outing. So at school he used to play hockey and there was swimming, but outside with family he used to play cricket. I immersed myself in the sport. Cricket has helped me build on my levels of concentration. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger. These are words that every engineer should live by. Have insatiable hunger to be the best in design, research and manufacturing of machines and their subsystems. So insatiable hunger means एक भूख जो कभी कम नहीं होती है, you know. So you have to have that hunger for learning new things. We run a daily feeding program. So now first paragraph में he has covered his introduction and why he wanted to do engineering. Second में the internships. Third में he has told about his extracurricular, co-curricular activities, sports, etc. Then he's also going to tell about social services, what he does. We run a daily feeding program in our temples where everyone is welcome. I have taken part in these services nearly every weekend. I have also taken part in several other community service ventures such as planting trees in a bid to reduce deforestation. I also participated in an epilepsy walk-in order to collect money to help in the treatment of people who can't afford the medical care required to treat epilepsy. So these are the social services, you know, what he has done. He or she, you know. So that's 4 paragraphs. Introduction. Then second is about his, what was it? Internship. Third was about sports. Fourth was about the social services that he has been doing. The 5th paragraph he has covered, see, I believe that I am a suitable student for the course since the subjects I have picked for my undergraduate course in mechanical engineering, namely physics and maths, have exposed me to high levels of critical thinking. Throughout high school, I have been a practical thinker. My passion for physics has helped my analytical skills. Mechanical engineers specifically apply fundamental maths and physics laws to find solutions of machines which we use every day. So here he has written why he is a suitable candidate for this course. Okay, because the seats will be less and there will be many applications. So the trustees, those people, the selection committee will read all this and decide which student to take. I believe that the UK is the ideal location for my choice of study, as it is known to have the best universities for engineering, offering top-notch facilities in research, design and manufacture. The United Kingdom has some of the greatest companies which pioneered automotive engineering to what it is today. For example, Aston Martin and Jaguar Land Rover. I hope to secure admission that will provide me with the opportunity to fulfill my dreams. So it's wonderful. Now this is made, you know, maybe it's of course it is a science student. So they're given one more example, commerce student, you know, taking up economics. So this is a wonderful. See, after reading all this, you know, even without seeing the person, we have already visualized what the child is. Means usme jo that confidence in him, the hard working quality, you know, how smart he is, how, you know, the foresight is very good. He has already planned out the whole thing. So all these things come to your mind as you read it. Okay, now let's read the second sample given. Okay, this is by an economics student. Again, there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs given. It starts with an introduction. Ever since childhood, the functions of the economy have fascinated me. I love being able to understand and use economic theories and enjoy challenging myself to find connections between its different sectors. I have been captivated by the way this subject is applied in everyday life in the most basic of ways. For example, deciding what brand of milk to buy and how it can also influence something as major as the exchange rates. Living in India, I am no stranger to economic problems like unemployment and poverty. By increasing my knowledge in this subject, I hope to better understand these problems and find possible solutions. So this is a start. Okay. Next, I aspire to study economics principally because of the diversity of both the subject and its applications, and because I find it fascinating and challenging at the same time. Having studied the subject throughout my high school, I believe that the possible depths to which it may be studied are almost endless, and the number of real life situations to which it is relevant is similarly vast. In addition to keeping abreast with the world economy, I am also interested in studying the quirkier fields of economics, and I aspire to further study the ideas of behavioral economics and rational decision making to contribute to improving our explanations of market events. A book that really intrigued me is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, and intensified my desire to delve deeper into the field. So when you're writing these now, you can always check the net and all. You have this ready templates and all. Okay? See how important English is. You cannot run away from that. You speak Hindi, you speak Marathi, you can speak all the languages, but if you want to be part of this competitive world, you cannot be weak in English. Communication skills, reading, writing. The more you read all this, close the book and try to write these sentences in your own way. You have lots of, you can actually initially we have to really copy paste. You have to read by heart some sentences. Even if you do 5 to 10 sentences a day, which is not a big thing. In a month, count how many sentences you have already framed. This is how you'll improve your vocabulary. See, the words are not very difficult, but it is framed so well. Okay, now in the third paragraph, he has covered about his subject choices. To further understand the practical applications of economics, I interned at an auditing firm. This helped me realize how economics and finance play a key role in the running of businesses. My subject choice of economics and accounts through junior college has helped me grasp analytical concepts at a blistering pace. So blistering is very intense pace, fast. And I believe I am well equipped to face the challenge of studying economics at degree level. I am aware that economics is strongly related to maths, and for that reason I have studied more rigorous topics that I will further develop at the university level, including calculus and statistics modules. So if your maths is good, economics also, it will help there. Now, one of the extracurricular activities that opened me to a whole new perspective on world economy was the Indian Model United Nations Conference, in which I was a press corps writer assigned to the economic committee. So in schools, in colleges and all, you will have all these committees and all. Be part of all this. Now because of this condition, it's difficult. Otherwise, colleges give you a lot of opportunities to lead, to organize. This has helped me understand the intricacies of world economy, given me a chance to discuss and puzzle over economic issues, and challenged me to think in ways I have never before. My passion for writing led me to secure the position of sub-editor of the school magazine committee. So this person loved to write. So because his writing skills were good, he was given the position of a sub-editor when the school magazine is, being published. So you need an editor, sub-editor, editor. Okay, so he got a chance there, where I reviewed and edited essays to be published. I was selected as a students' council representative, and my duties involved acting as an interface between the students and the board of governors, putting forth the issues faced by students and working towards solutions for them. I also took part in the Youth Icon Awards. I was identified as an important member of my group and performed the task of successfully guiding my team through many expeditions. So when you read all this, now every college would love to have such students. Okay, so the application is promptly accepted. I enjoy playing badminton as often as I can. Badminton has taught me a vital lesson: to face the consequences of a poor shot. I have learned not to dwell on my mistakes but to accept them and move on, because the most important shot in badminton is the next one. I am an amateur guitarist. Amateur is not a very professional one. Okay. Music helps me relax and unwind. So he loves music, he plays games, he's been part of the school magazine committee, he's been an editor, then extracurricular activities along with his studies. So he is also a real, talented person. I firmly believe that the analytical tools from the fields of economics and mathematics are essential for a deep understanding of the world. I know that the universities in Delhi, with their fantastic economics departments, can help me realize my dream of simplifying the complexity behind economic situations. So when you're applying to different universities, you'll have to apply. You have to write this SOP. Okay. Now there are some job terms. I'll send you a PDF of this part. Okay. Like to be your own boss. Now if you learn this, there's a lot of these sentences can be used in your day-to-day life also. What is to be your own boss? Means you start up your own business. Correct? What is a dead-end job? There is no end to it. Quite a boring job. A good team player. One with a good spirit, team spirit. So here there's work that involves physical activity, is somewhere where it's more like a labor job, manual work you're doing. An important or a powerful job. Then to be unhappy in an office job. Heavy workload. Heavy workload means, see the first one which we did there, a job with no promotion, it's a dead end. We just read, no, what's a dead end job? Means it's a dead end. आगे रास्ता नहीं है, यानी promotion बंद. So you have reached a stagnation point. आगे there won't be any. Someone who can work well with other people is team spirit. A person with a good team player is a person who can work well with other people. Heavy workload means to have a lot of work to do. A high-powered job. The high-powered job is an important or a powerful job. Job satisfaction, where you enjoy what you're doing. No, I have the job satisfaction means I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Manual work, where physical activity is there. To be stuck in a rut. To be stuck in a rut means in a very boring job which is hard to leave. Now I can't even leave that job. बस फंस गया मैं उस job में. Okay, so that is like to be stuck in a rut. To be stuck behind a desk. So behind a desk is in the early page. To be unhappy in an office job. So you are stuck in an office job, behind a desk on the counter. A 9 to 5 job means a normal 8 hours ka job. Reach office at 9, you leave office at 5. Something like the DMart type, 9 to 5. You have an 8-hour work there. Now they have given read the dialogues given below and fill in the blanks with the appropriate job terms. Like Varsha is asking Vivek, what kind of a job are you looking for? So Vivek is saying, Varsha, I want to. So here you all can fill in your own sentences from here. Okay, I have given an example. For example, it's like, Varsha, I want to have my own business. I don't like a normal job having a duty of 8 hours. My present job is not challenging. I am stuck behind a desk. I am not afraid of a heavy workload and I am a good team player. Moreover, moreover, this is a job with no promotional opportunities. I am looking for an opportunity to try new wins. So this is like an example which I have filled in. You all can select whichever sentences you want from up and make your own. Okay. Then read the personal data given below and prepare a suitable SOP. This can be your assignments. So there are two given here. I am sending you the PDF of this in the digest, which is there, a sample if you want. So here you are writing for business studies. You want to go to the University of Bath, UK. So you belong to a business family. You wish to start your. They have given you some things here already in short. So you wish to start your own business, carry forward your family business in future. In your junior college, you have opted for commerce, scored well in your standard 10th board examination. You made profit in the stall you had put up in the business fair organized by your school. Your hobbies are playing cricket, hockey. You get along well with people. So they'll give you a small paragraph like this, and then you have to write your statement of purpose. Fine. Similarly, I think that is one, and this is for a science.